Yes. So we have now completed section 220. Now, yes, 218 told you the position. Separate charges be framed unless the accused wants directly. 219, where the clubbing can be done within 1 year's time. 220 gave you illustration where different charges from different legislation can be clubbed together. And this is subject to provision of section 71, where the magistrate or a session judge can record a separate punishment unless expressly recorded. That is a concurrent punishment. Now, see, the illustrations are very important. Please pay attention. Your examination questions will deal with the illustration. If you remember the illustration, you can handle your question well. Please pay attention. This chapter is very important. Number one. Yeah. A rescues B. Illustration 1. Yeah. This is to subsection 1, 219A. A rescues B, a person in lawful custody, and in so doing causes grievous hurt to C, a constable in whose custody B was. A may be charged with convicted an offence under section 325 and 333 IPC. Now, 333, these are all voluntarily causing hurt. Please open first section. You should know the meaning of section 225 IPC. खोल लीजिए जरा. You understand the section better when you peruse the section. Yeah, section 225, resistance or obstruction to lawful apprehension of another person. Okay, whoever intentionally offers any resistance or illegally obstruction to any lawful apprehension of any person for an offense or attempts to rescue. So when a police officer is trying to arrest somebody in a lawful manner pursuant to a warrant of the magistrate, if resistance is offered and it's an offense under section 225, that is punishable up to 2 years' time. Now, open section 333, which is a analogous section where a grievous hurt is caused while performing the act to a public servant. 333 खोल लीजिए आप. Section 333. Yeah. Voluntarily causing grievous hurt to deter public servant from his duty. So here, whoever voluntarily causes grievous hurt to any person being a public servant in discharge of his duty as such public servant, or with intent to prevent or deter a person or any public servant from discharging his duty as such public servant, so and so. So a police officer is coming to arrest A pursuant to warrant of the court. A क्या करेगा उसको? Not only he will try to resist, but he will use chopper. उसको पकड़ के अटैक करेगा, मारने की धमकी देगा, then is a punishable for 10 years. It's an aggravated form of the offense. So, convicted offense under section 325. Here, this is an example. He will be charged separately under section. This is an example under section. The offenses are committed within 1 year. So, he will be prosecuted for the same year. And charges can be charged together within 1 year. Remember the section 225 and 333 of the Indian Penal Code. Next. Yeah. A commits a housebreaking by day with intent to commit adultery. Adultery is no more an offense now. Please note that. All of you know that it has been decriminalized in Joseph Shine's case versus Union of India. फिर भी देख लें illustration. A commit housebreaking, which is an offense under section. Housebreaking is a section 454. That is a lurking house trespass. A lurking house trespass means in a surreptitious manner, concealed manner, without disclosing your identity, you are entering somebody's house to rob. That is called lurking house trespass. A commit housebreaking by day with intent to commit adultery. So, A will take advantage of the fact that B, his good friend, is not at home. See at his wife is there with whom he is pally. He went there to commit adultery. So his husband returns back from Oz and finds them, isn't it? Malum padiya, he must have forgotten something, briefcase, so and so, whatever maybe. So he came to know that he broke open the behind door, or from the window he came and trespassed into the place, and to commit the act of adultery with his wife. A may be charged separately with the conviction under 454, 497. Now 497 having been decriminalized, please note that by 5-bench judgment of the Supreme Court in Joseph Shine versus Union of India, this illustration will lose its shine. That is judgment dated 20, you must be knowing, in the month of 2018, the 5-bench judgment. Remember the judgment of Joseph Shine, which has overruled Soumitra Vishna's case and also Abdul Aziz's case. All of you must be knowing that. So यहाँ पे ये निकल जाएगा. There is no question. Now B. A entices B, the wife of C. Now enticement is still a charge under, is an offense under section 498. A entices B, the wife of C, away from C with intent to commit adultery with B and then commit adultery with her. A may be separately charged with conviction. So again, यहाँ पे 497 will go away. There is no question of clubbing together. So examination may be alert. Don't say that it can be tried together. No, or separately charged. The offense of adultery having been decriminalized in Joseph Shine's case, this illustration will not be applicable, and A will only be tried under the provisions of section 498. Section 498, when you open Section 498 खोलेंगे यहाँ पे, enticing, taking away, detaining criminal intent to married woman. So a married woman has been enticed. You are induced her, taken away, maybe to perform an illegal act, maybe to rape, maybe to commit adultery. Adultery will be out of question. But without the consent and permission of the husband, and you have enticed her away, knowing fully well she is a married woman of somebody else, it is an offense under 498. It's a punishable for 2 years term. So it is separately charged now. There is no question of clubbing it along with section 497, which has been decriminalized. Now, D pe aa jaiye. A has in his possession several seals, knowing them to be counterfeit and intending to use them for the purpose of committing several forgeries punishable under section 466 of the Indian Penal Code. A may be separately charged with the conviction of possession of seal 473. Now please open section 466. Very important to open section 466. Forgery of record of the court for public register. Now, in one of the cases which I am appearing, I will not name the parties, from Gujarat, the Central Excise authorities have asked him, attached the properties, and they asked him, the court asked him to pay. They made a false representation before the authority. The order has been stayed by the High Court, Gujarat. A seal of the Gujarat High Court was filed with the certified copy of the order, which is a bogus order. So, यहाँ पे forgery as the court order has been committed under section 466. Now, in this illustration, A is in possession of a seal knowing to be counterfeit and intending to use them for the purpose of committing the offense of forgeries. That is 468 में आ जाएगा, 466 में आ जाएगा, and 490 and the provisions of section 473 भी check करो. 473 making that is making or possession counterfeit seal. Intention to commit forgery is punishable. 7 years punishment. And 466 is punishable for offense of 7 years, both of them. So both can be clubbed. What can be here? Seal, knowing them, intending to be together for the purpose. A may be separately charged and convicted of the offense. So this is an example illustration where a separately can be charged here. So taking the example under section 218. Yeah. Yeah. Then E पे आ जाइए. A with intent to cause injury, B, A institute criminal proceeding against him, knowing that there is no just or lawful ground for such a person, and also falsely accuses B of having committed an offense, knowing that there is no just or lawful ground for such charge, A may be separately charged and convicted under section 211 of the Indian Penal Code. When you open section 211, a groundless case has been filed simply to harass somebody. 211 आप खोलेंगे, you come to know false charges offending made with intent to injure somebody. So his punishment is for 2 years. When you prosecute a person who no rhyme or reason, simply for harassment and no lawful ground, punishment is to 11 year. You can be convicted in the matter. Separately can be charged. Now F पे आ जाइए. A with intent to cause injury to B falsely accuses him of having committed an offense, knowing that there is no just. ये हो चुका है. Sorry. G में आ जाइए. A with 6 others commit the offense of writing, grievous hurt, assaulting public servant, enduring in discharge of the duty, such suppressing right. A may be separately charged with the conviction offenses 147, that is writing, and 325 assaulting, and 152 of the Indian Penal Code. Separate charges can be framed because these are distinct charges here. Okay. Then A, now G. A with 6 others commit the offense of writing. ये हो चुका है. Sorry. H में आ जाइए. A threatened B, C and D at the same time with injury to the person with intent to cause harm to them. A may be separately charged with conviction of each other offenses under 506. So it's the discretion of a judge. He may be charged separately, or accused may make an application. The charges may be clubbed together, taking advantage of section 218 of the Act. Yeah. Now see, the separate charges may be tried at separate. Then A wrongfully strikes B with a cane. A may be separately charged with and convicted of the offense under 352 and 323 of the Indian Penal Code. So here यहाँ पे striking an offense is coming under 352 and is separately charged under 22. Then several stolen sacks core are made over A and B to know that they are stolen property for the purpose of concealing them. A and B thereon voluntarily assist each other concealing the sacks, bottom of the sack. A may be separately charged with convicted for offense under 411. That is 411 is 411 is causing disappearance of the theft good. 414 निकाल लीजिए IPC का. deal with assisting concealment of stolen property. यहाँ पे stolen property is somebody assisting in the matter of a stolen property, then the offense is committed under the provisions here. Then next you come to K पे आ जाइए. A exposes a child with the knowledge that she is thereby likely to cause its death. The child dies in consequence of such exposure. A may be separately charged with and conviction under 317, 304 Indian Penal Code. So, in a circus के अंदर a mother may be trying to play a game. छोटी बच्ची को 7 years of age, 6 years of age, making her do various items. She knows it is dangerous to climb on a ladder, and she climbs and falls and dies. So it is under section 317. When you open the provisions of section 317, it is an offense. 317 IPC खोल लीजिए 317. Yeah, exposure and abandonment of a child under 12 years of age by parent. So punishment is for 7 years because it's a culpable homicide not amounting to murder in this matter. It is also an offense under section 304 where culpable homicide not amounting to murder. So this she can be charged separately, maybe separate charge can be created. A may be charged separately by the court, taking recourse to the provisions of section 218. Then A dishonestly uses forged document as genuine evidence in order to convict B, a public servant, of the offence under section 167 of the penal code. A may be separately charged with and convicted for the offence 471 for section 466 of the penal. That is 471. 471 is dealing with please see section 471 using as forgery के अंदर a genuine document wherever genuineness and a bogus, a note may be a bogus note, then if you are committing under 466 also it is an offense 466 forgery record for a public record, which we right now where the punishment is 7 years, whereas the punishment under 471 is a similar one. So either the court may charge him separately or the charges can be clubbed together at the option of the accused person. Then A commits robbery. A commits robbery on B. In doing so, voluntarily accuses hurt him. A may be separately charged with convicted of offence under 323, 329, 394 of the Indian Penal Code. So this is a charge which is triable by the Court of Session 394 and 323 by a magistrate, and it will be sent to the Court of Magistrate, and this will be, the court can charge under section 218 and separate charges can be framed in this matter here, unless the accused makes an application that this honorable court be pleased to, in order to avoid multiplicity of the crime, separate charge. Okay. Anybody wants to ask any question in this? Please remember that for illustration B, the judgment of the Supreme Court in the Joseph Shine's case, adultery is no more a crime. Now I will take now today 221. Come to 221. Where it is doubtful what offences have been committed. Yes. If a single act or series of acts is of such a nature, it is doubtful which is of several offences as a fact which have been proved constitute. Accused may be charged with having committed all or any of the offences, and any number of such offences may be tried one, and may be charged with the alternative committed some of these said offences. So in the event of a doubt arises in the mind of a judicial magistrate or a court of session as to which of the offence is committed, whether he has committed forgery, whether he has committed cheating by impersonation, whether he has committed forged document, and the court will frame all the charges together. That will decide exactly at the time when evidence is laid, ultimately under what charges he can be convicted, and there is no bar. The court has got ample power. Framing of a charge is no problem because the accused has both the prosecution and the accused person will have opportunity to lead evidence. Please note that merely framing of a charge doesn't mean you are being convicted. You will be given opportunity. The prosecution will be given opportunity, and as well as the accused will be given opportunity. Because you know that here the court of session, when you see section 225, after framing of a charge, prosecution is required to lead evidence. When you see that here under the provisions of section 225, trial to be conducted by public prosecutor, and he opened the case under 226, and framing of a charge will come under 228, and before framing of a charge, accused can make application for discharge under 227, and for discharge ke liye, the judge need not frame a charge, because you can tell the court there is no material to frame a charge. When you see the report under section 154, the evidence of the witnesses under 161, there is no autopsy report, there is no CNA report, there is no inquest panchanama, there is no The police has not conducted, there is no CCTV report, none of the witnesses, there are no direct witnesses. Is based on circumstantial evidence. Accused takes up the plea of alibi, and he has successfully proved he was not in Mumbai, and the dead body is not brought, and autopsy report is not available. Then what is the use of framing a charge? Then not necessary. Then after, suppose when the court is of the opinion that here there is a material to go on record, they will be framing a charges. Then under section 230, 231, prosecution will be told to lead evidence. Under 231, if the judge is not satisfied with the evidence after framing a charge, that the prosecution has not correctly led evidence, there are no direct witnesses, the court can directly say that here, I am not convinced with the prosecution case, I am acquitting the accused. So accused will not be told to lead evidence. Accused will only be told to lead evidence under 233 when the judge is convinced, session judge, yes, there is a material before the court. Material rahega to hi. But in the civil cases, it is not so. It is a slightly different scenario. I will come to it later on. So that is how it is done here. Now come back to the illustration. Section 220, 211. Yeah. Yes. When doubtful, yeah. Forgery is 466, 7 years, and the making of counterfeit coin 473. Yeah. Then subsection 2 पे आ जाए. If such a case, the accused is charged with an offence and it is separate evidence has committed the different offence for which he might have been charged under the provisions of subsection 1, he may be convicted of the offence which is shown to have committed, although he was not charged with it. Now, subsection 2 says, despite not framing a charge, say for example, accused is charged initially for the offence of a criminal breach of trust, section 406 or 409. Evidence is led. Then during evidence is led, the court also comes to know that the accused has indulged in criminal misappropriation, which is a separate offence under section 403, which we read now. Punishment is 2 years. So despite the fact that charge is not framed, but there is a material come on record, after recording evidence, the accused has also committed the offence of criminal misappropriation, though a specific charge is not framed, but the court has power to convict him. So 406 के अंदर trial चल रहा था, and the charge is specifically framed by the learned magistrate, I so and so judicial magistrate first class at so and so place do hereby charge you that on so and so date you as a partner of Mr. B have misappropriated the amount by fraudulently by opening the account in a different bank without his consent, embezzled the amount and siphoned off the amount or sum of rupees 1 lakh, 2 lakh in your account, and I shall charge you and you shall be tried in that regard. What do you have to say? This is the charge. But a specific charge under 403 that even movable property he has converted, वो reduce नहीं आया. वो evidence read करने के बाद partner बोलेगा, I had also entrusted to him as a bailment मेरे कुछ सामान, some books of account, certain gold coins, silver coins were also given to him, which he has misappropriated, which is an offence under section 403 of the Indian Penal Code, which charge is not specifically framed. When you see that here, for the provisions of section 403, the ingredients are when you open the 403, dishonest misappropriation of property. Whoever dishonestly misappropriate converting the used movable property shall be punished imprisonment. So my gold coin, my silver coins, which were also entrusted to him as a partner, और a बैंक लॉकर के अंदर सामान रखे थे, उसने वो भी misappropriate कर चुका है, for which specific charge is not framed. But pursuant to subsection 2 of section 221, the learned magistrate who has material on record, evidence on record, he will say that though no specific charge is framed, I will convict you under this charge. Whether what punishment he is granting is different. Whether he may give punishment 1 year, 2 year, you may take up the plea under section 31 of the CRPC and section 71. Your lordship may kindly make the sentence run concurrently. वो अलग बात है. Okay. Now see the illustration. A is accused of an act which may amount to theft. वो चोरी का इल्जाम. 430. Yeah, that is 379. Or receiving stolen property, that is receiving stolen property is a 410, I think it is a 401, check karo IPC section 379 379 के बाद 379 3F and 410 पे आ जाइए. 411 dishonestly receiving stolen property. Dishonestly receiving property is the offense here. Receiving stolen property or criminal breach of trust, which is 406 or 409. Cheating, that is a section 415 is a cheating offense. 419, 420 is the offense. He may be charged with theft, receiving stolen property. Receiving stolen property, section 411, where the punishment is 3 years. Or may be charged with receiving property or receiving stolen property, criminal breach of trust. Yeah. In the case mentioned, A is only charged with theft. Only 379 judge ने frame किया magistrate ने. It appears that he committed the offense of criminal breach of trust. चोरी के साथ में 379, he has withdrawn an amount of say 1 lakh from the account, and he has committed breach of trust. Mean A had reposed confidence upon B. You are my partner. I am going out of Bombay. My share may be deposited in my account, which he has not done. So there is a breach of trust. And therefore receiving stolen goods. So उसने क्या किया है, उनका share dispose करके property, he purchased some gold coins from a goldsmith, and which he has received stolen property. 401, for which specific A may be charged with alternatively convicted intentionally giving, he may be convicted of the criminal breach of trust, receiving property, though he was not charged with such offense. So this is the meaning. Illustration B will throw light here that despite the fact that there is evidence before the court of a particular charge, a charge is not framed, that evidence is sufficient. Similarly, and under the Code of Civil Procedure, of a specific issue may be there. There may be a plea that for a declaration, a suit for declaration that you are entitled to ownership of property. The defendant will take up the plea that here I have a easementary right. The court has not framed a specific issue with regard to easementary right. But evidence में आएगा record के ऊपर at the time trial take place. Yes, A may be the owner of the property, and the B and his family members had a right to go come and use the egress and ingress right. Though specific issue was not framed, but it is come on record from the documentary evidence and the letters tendered and the witnesses deposed. Then the court may hold that here B cannot be evicted because B has a easementary right. He has a right of prescription, and which issue is not specifically framed, but evidence is there before the court. So यहाँ पे भी under section 4(2)(21), though a specific charge of cheating, misappropriation is not framed, but evidence is come on record, he can be convicted. Okay. Illustration B. Illustration C पे आ जाइए. A states on oath before a magistrate that he saw B hit C. 323 आ गया. With a club. Before the session court, A states on oath B never hit it. So this is a man is making a false statement. Before a magistrate court, उसने कहा कि क्लब से मारा. Before the court of session, he never saw it. That means committing perjury. Perjury. A may be charged with alternatively and be convicted for a contradictory statement was a false. For making a false statement under section 193, giving section 193 खोलिए IPC का. This is an example here. Punishment for false evidence. Whoever intentionally gives a false evidence, judicial evidence, fabricates evidence, he will be convicted for 7 years. So it's a perjury, isn't it? Magistrate के पास एक चीज बोलता है तुम, and you take a somersault before a court of session, and you say that I have never seen him here. So though the charge cannot be good, contradictory statement. Okay. Then 222 आ जाइए. When the offense proved include in the, if you want to stop me, बताइए. Kumar, is we have time? Time है ना हमारे पास?
Yes, sir. We have. Yes, sir. We
Another
have
how
10
much time?
minutes.
Okay, in 10 minutes, I will complete this. Yeah, section 222. I want to complete this topic today. Now, when the offense proved included in the offense charge, when a person is charged with an offense consisting of several particulars, a combination of only which constitute a complete minor offense, and such combination is proved, but the remaining particulars are not proved, he may be convicted of the minor offense, though he was not charged with it. So here, इसका मतलब ये हुआ है कि so a person may be charged with a grievous hurt and also giving abuses, isn't it? Abuses के लिए 506, he gave threats of criminal intimidation under section 506 part 1. So the charge, it may be punishable for 2 years, but that he can be convicted. Because the major offense of having assaulted, causing grievous hurt is common record. तो हर्ट देने से पहले उसने धमकी दिया था. You are going to give evidence against me in the court of law. If you give it, I will see to it that you will be caused harm. मैं तुमको धमकी देता हूं, वार्निंग देता हूं, एविडेंस मत देना मेरे खिलाफ. If you give evidence, I will see to it that you are wiped out. Next day he goes and gives him one mukha. His 3-4 teeth came out. He was hospitalized. So it's a grievous hurt under section 327 of the IPC आ गया, isn't it? When you open section 327, it's an offense. So ultimately the judge has not framed charge under section 506. 506 is the milder one. So he can be convicted even for 506. Okay, it's a minor offense. Subsection 2 में आ जाइए. 506, if you want me to read it, just go through for your kind information. 506 देख लीजिए. You will come to know what is 506. 504 देखिए, intentionally insulting. 505 statement mischief, and 506 of देखिए criminal intimidation. धमकी देने का fine which may be both, extend to 2 years. Isn't it? इसके धमकी देने के बाद इस आदमी ने मार दिया. If threat to cause death, grievous hurt, subsection 2 में आ गया, where the punishment is for life imprisonment. So यहाँ पे दोनों charges should have been framed. 506 part 1, 506 part 2. Only part 2 frame किया है, part 1 नहीं किया है. He can be convicted under part 1. Next, subclass 2. Yeah, number 3. When a person is charged with an offense, he may be convicted of an attempt to commit suicide offense, though the attempt is not separately charged. So I read to you section 511. When attempt to commit mean here, I will, if you go and give evidence against me, I will punch you, or I will cause harm to you, or I will see to it that here serious harm is done to you. Or person, I will trespass into your place and rob your property or encroach upon your property. When act is not taken place, 501 punishment for attempting to commit will come into play here. That is the meaning here. Please subsections 222 subclause 3 के लिए attempt के लिए please invoke section 511 of the Indian Penal Code. Okay. Then nothing in the section shall be deemed to authorize a conviction of a minor offence where the condition requisite for the initiation of proceeding in respect of a minor offence has not been satisfied. But if there are no ingredient, no foundation is laid down, the judge cannot convict him on that point and the minor offence. Now see the illustration. A is charged under section 407. 407 is a breach of trust again. Please remember the section very well. IPCK 407 is a breach of trust. Is a breach of trust by a trustee or a carrier. A is a trust with a criminal breach of trust in respect of a property entrusted to him as a carrier. So you send transportation from Bihar to Bombay, Bombay to Bangalore. Then he appears that he did not commit criminal breach of trust under 406 in respect of the property, but it was not entrusted to him as a carrier. He may be convicted of a criminal breach of trust under 406. So the instruction was that here you have to deliver my goods and to give it to my partner in Bangalore or in Bihar, Delhi, wherever it is. So he doesn't do that. So the offense, if not in 407, 406 is committed, that breach of trust is committed, he doesn't deliver it here. Then A is charged under 325, section 325, you all know what it is. Again, it is a punishment for voluntarily causing grievous hurt, which is punishable for 7 years. Somebody punches you with a weapon or a revolver, छुरा लेके मारेगा, तलवार लेके काटेगा, हाथ काटेगा, isn't it? If not, it is or maybe screwdriver से तो हाथ पे जख्म डाल देगा आपके. It is a punishment. He is a voluntarily causing grievous hurt. A is charged with section 325 with causing grievous hurt. He proves that the act on a grave and sudden provocation, he may be convicted under 335 of the act. So when sudden and grave provocation is taken, then voluntarily causing grievous hurt on provocation, 335 is chargeable to the extent of a lesser punishment, which extend to 2,000 rupees, 4 years. It may extend to 4 years. 335 is punishable for lesser punishment in comparison to section 325 is 7 years. 325 is 7 years, but voluntarily causing grievous hurt and provocation. Because इसने धमकी दिया मेरे को, गाली गलौज किया, माँ बहन की गाली दिया मुझे, so I had to give him one punch. So that resulted in his bladder being burst, being hospitalized, required to stay there, and injury or heart टूट गया, पैर टूट गया, whatever may be. So that is on account of the provocation. Whether you have taken the sudden and grave provocation, it is mere provocation. It is not IPC का sudden and grave provocation falling under section 87, 84, 85. वो अलग बात है. Okay. In such a scenario, he may be charged under 335 for a lesser punishment and not 325. Okay. Now see, what person may be charged jointly? Now when person may be joined jointly? So a joint trial take place. The following person may be charged, tried together, namely a person accused of the same offense committed in the course of a same transaction. So this we learned, same transaction ka 219 punishable, same amount to same transaction, isn't it? Section 219 subsection 2 with the same amount of yeah. Number next. B, person accused of an offense, person accused of the abetment or attempt to commit abetment. So abetment is a crime where section 34 and 117 is invoked, IPC ka. When a person abets or attempts to commit offense, section 511, section 117 and section 34. Please remember this. This section, when 3 persons, suppose A has committed the act of slapping B. बी ने इंस्टिगेट किया उसको, योर फ्रेंड, देखो ही इज अब्यूजिंग यू, then third person also joins here, so he also pushes him, so all three of them, and the third person also attempted to give him one rap. So section 325 आ जाएगा इधर, and section 117 IPC आ जाएगा, section 34 and section 511 attempt to commit the act will come here, and all these person can be charged together in the matter. Now when you see when persons give such, when they are tried together, you open section 30 of the Evidence Act. When a joint trial is taken place, when persons are charged together, when confession is made, please open section 30. Section 30 खोलिए Evidence Act. I will tell you right now. Two illustration देख लेंगे आप. Consideration of proved confession affecting a person making it another jointly a trial. Now in a Sheena murder trial case, in Mukherjee ka case, the stepfather and mother and a driver are charged together for killing the daughter Sheena, which is now in custody, isn't it? The driver has turned approver. उसके अंदर when a approver makes a, they are being jointly tried together, isn't it? Now let us see here. When more person than one are being tried jointly for the same offense, and confession is made by one such person. Here the driver has made the confession, affecting himself. He said that yes, the mother and father, they brought the girl in the car. I was driving the car at Bandra के अंदर, the college, which college it is, Bandra में linking road के ऊपर, the law college is there. वहाँ पे गाड़ी पार्क किए थे. This is a whatever Hyderabad college, Sindh college. तो वहाँ पे the mother suffocated her. She gave her some drink. Father held her. I was asked to hold the hands, her legs. She was suffocated. So we have committed the murder of this girl here. So when they were being tried together, the police requested, he made the application for acting as an approver. So a trial was recorded. So in such a situation, when everybody tried together, when confession, how the confession is acceptable, not acceptable, see the illustration. A and B are jointly tried for the murder of C. It is proved that A said B and I murdered C. The court may consider the effect of the confession against B. So only when jointly tried together under the provisions of section 223, under 219, the confession made by A affecting himself and affecting others will be accepted. The driver Rai says, मैंने भी इसमें शामिल था क्राइम में, वो बच्ची शीना को मर्डर किया गया, माँ और बाप ने, स्टेप फादर ने, दोनों ने उसका गला घोट दिया, और मैं भी साथ में था, और बॉडी ले जाके हम लोगों ने पनवेल का नाम पेन के अंदर जंगल में दफना दिए और जला दिए. So that's a confession will be acceptable under the provisions of subsection A of section 30 when they are jointly tried together. Now see B. A is on his trial for murder of C. There is evidence to show that C was murdered by A, B and C said, I murdered C. The statement may not be taken consideration. A and E are not being tried. So in this illustration, there is no joint trial. Separate trial is being held. In a separate trial, when a confession made by one co-accused affecting him and others is not binding. Please note that here. Unless they are tried together, unless the charges are clubbed together, unless the trial take place in one court, the confession will not be proved before the court of law. Okay, today's topic is over. Anybody wants to ask me any question, please go ahead. Okay, so tomorrow I will tell you exactly what kind of documents you have to produce before the court of law, what is your defense, and how the trial starts, how the interrogatory start, what document admission, denial of document, and the entire procedure for evidence. In the CRPC I will take first, and I will also touch with you the provisions of Code of Civil Procedure, taking section order 18, order 16, order 17, and Evidence Act section 137, 138, 139, and 145, 147, 152 Evidence Act. I will now take what is direct evidence, indirect evidence, circumstantial evidence, what is the chance evidence, what is the sterling evidence, or sab lenge. Anybody want to ask me any question? in today's topic, please go ahead. Do feel free to ask me questions. I'm there. कुछ पूछना है पूछ लीजिए. $223 हो गया और एक I think the remaining portion is a little I will take it on Friday because section 223 लंबा है. I will take it on next lecture. 223 I'll cover it for you. 223 के साथ में other topic 223 224 two sections हैं. Today it may not be able to cover it here because it will take at least 40-45 minutes to wind up this chapter. So far we have finished now. Hopefully you understood what is the meaning of a charge, how charges are distinctly framed and how they are clubbed together, multiplicity of proceeding, and within 1 year 3 charges can be clubbed together, and charges can be also with a view to mitigate hardship and publicity of time. The court can frame it separately and the charges which are like-minded. समझ में आया आज का लेक्चर? Hopefully you understood it or not?
Yes, sir.
Please remember the illustration. Very important because almost every year examination the charges में illustration पूछते हैं. CPC, CRPC के अंदर, Evidence Act के अंदर, every act you are reading illustration पढ़ लीजिए आप. Okay, if everything is true, we'll stop it today if no questions are there. If there are any question, I'm prepared to wait for another couple of minutes. Somebody raising hand, please go ahead.
Sir,
Yeah.
good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I have a question to ask. Sir, suppose after the charges being framed, the defense feels that these are not the appropriate charges, or we shouldn't be alleged under these sections. So, what could be the remedy available to the accused?
Section 217, alteration of the charges. Recall, alteration karo, or you can also drop the charges. Section 217. Recall of witnesses when charges are. Section 216, court may alter charges. Anytime the court may add or any charge at any time, judgment is pronounced. You can also delete a charge. If a charge is erroneously framed, you can tell the court, this charge is unnecessary. This charge may be deleted. बोलिए.
So, is it a appellable order, or we have to file a revision?
Charges, because this is an interlocutory order. It is not an appealable order. Only you can even revision will not lie because of the bar under section 397(2). So your remedy is to go under 482. At the most you can go for revision because some of the judgment of the Supreme High Court says that here framing of a charge affecting the it's an interlocutory order affecting the right, and revision might lie under section 390. It's not no appeal lie would lie. It's because it's not a final order. Appeal lies only against a final order of conviction or either conviction or acquittal, isn't it? This is no conviction. This is here you are allowed to lead evidence. So you might be able to file revision application under 397 and 401 or under section 482 or article 226, 227. Okay, remember this.
Got it, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. What is an interlocutory order? Please read the judgment. Yesterday we read that is Shukla's case, isn't it? Yeah, interlocutory order, intermediary order, and the judgment of the Supreme Court in the famous politician from Bihar, Madhu Madhusudan versus State of Maharashtra, famous politician from 1970s के कौन थे वो जो बिहार से?
Sir, some Paswan case which we have taken in the lecture, I guess.
Which one? Yes, the two lectures I have taken. One is I discussed with you the judgment of Shukla's case. Shukla's weight interlocutory order was discussed, and the famous case Madhuli Maya's case. Madhuli Maya versus State of Maharashtra देखेंगे आप इंटरनेट पे जाके मारेंगे, उसके अंदर भी डिस्कशन हुआ है what is the interlocutory order. There are lots of judgments I have given to you, even of judgment of the year 1954 I have given to you. There are various judgments to that point. उसके judgment के लिए There are a lot of judgment pro and against. The settled position is that here interlocutory orders are not appealable unless they are affecting your substantive right. Like interlocutory order mean an order granted passed during the pendency of the proceeding. Like injunction is granted in CPC is an interlocutory order, but it is affecting your right seriously. So hence appeal is made, is appealable order under order 40, order 43 under section 104 CPC. It is made appealable, isn't it? But whereas framing of a charge, and even we learned last time, not supplying, non-framing is an interlocutory order. They are not affecting basically your rights, and appeal doesn't lie. An appeal lies against final order where conviction is recorded, where acquittal is recorded. So we'll come when I'm dealing with appeals on what are the interlocutory orders. Okay, और कुछ पूछना है आपको? Shall we call it a day? Okay, please next lecture में ये पढ़ के आइए आप section 223 and 224. That is 223 पूरा नहीं हुआ है. I will read it further. And withdrawal from remaining charges. It's a very interesting topic. Then I will also take the procedure. The moment charges are framed, what is the next course? The next course is the public prosecutor in the session trial start the case when charges are framed. That is, you can also read the come and the provisions of section 225, 226, 226, then 230, 229 and 230, 231. ये पढ़ के आइए. Then I will discuss it. Then trial before a magistrate and warrant trial, section 238, 239 and 240, 41. We'll discuss it all. Is that clear today's topic? Shall we stop today? Anybody has any questions? Nobody has any question. Okay then, all of you, good night then. See you on Friday.